How cool is that we only have 2.5 weeks till NFL kickoff? However, don't you think that this preseason and the preseason games are taking more casualties than the Titanic? Honestly, I've never remembered a preseason where we have such an epidemic of injuries, and the injuries are all season ending and really long term. I just can't understand what's happening. The training camps went so well, apart from a couple of joint trainings where some teams were fined and there were a couple of fights breaking out. But overall, the training camps looked like they were all going well for everybody. And then this whole injury train started to kick off, and it's pretty concerning. I never liked preseason games. I don't know if this is something that like is quite unique to me or international fans. I'm not into preseason games. I don't think they are an indication of how a team will then come together and then go across the entire 18 weeks. And there's, I think, hardly any evidence of, based on the preseason, a team can be predicted to win the Super Bowl. I always think that preseason, for me as an international fan, all I need to know about that players will be selected to the practice squad and the wider squad or beyond starters. So nothing really for like watching the game. Yes, obviously it's great that football is back, but I have a crazy competitive mindset and I don't like games that don't count. I think this is one of the reasons I cannot get into normal football, soccer, what Americans call it, because I can't actually identify with a sport that you have to spend 90 minutes on the pitch, sometimes longer, and it can still result into zero. For me, it just like it doesn't go with my competitive mindset. So basically, preseason games are not something that I'm like closely following, especially that they are at the evening. That like, do I stay up 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. to watch a game that has no stakes? Not really. But this year, wow, like every day there are games and like multiple breaking news. This one is out, that one is out. The Niners, I don't even know if they will have a team. Like they really kind of in some sort of injury hole that is really hard for them to come back from. However, for the Packers, I think the only good and amazing thing that seems to be coming out of like preseason is that we look like we have a kicker. I don't want to jinx it because it looked like a lot of times that we have a kicker with Anders Carson, with Brandon McManus. A couple of them looked really like solid, but then it turned out it was like for both of them were about like 3 games, maybe more, I don't know. However, what I also wanted to mention as an international fan, like the game in Australia will have an awesome event. It looks like they will have a 3 days event, some sort of kids and family event. And it made me think that like in the UK, we never ever have fan events. There was one like years ago, I would say 3 years ago at Battersea Power Station. And then the teams are so surprised that like international fans live online and live on YouTube, and it's just really hard to actually build a proper community. I mean, it's impossible to build one when you actually don't put up in-person events. So from my side, if you are somebody who's watching it from the UK and you are near London, I am planning to organize meetups on Sundays for 6 p.m. games at Leicester Square in Empire Casino, where we have one big screen with the red zone and all the smaller screens for every single individual game. So this is definitely something I would love to organize across the season. And for primetime games, I am thinking to do lives, YouTube lives, when we can watch it together. So you don't need to suffer through the 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. stay up, sleep deprivation. I'm here to keep you company. We can chat about NFL, American football, everything. Even the European leagues. I mean, this year they were great passing of the time to make the off season shorter. So I really enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments if you would be up for meeting up. At the beginning, I assume I might be just alone with my friend, like for years in Empire Casino, because we have been going there for years, but we never met anybody from the UK, only just visiting Americans. So this is something I'm really wanting to start. And if it builds into something, maybe later on in the summer, I might just put up through my own company a big event for American football fans here in the UK. So let's see, and we shall see what that all brings. But let me know, and let me know what you think of the preseason. And I cannot wait for the next 2 weeks to go, and then we will have the kickoff. I will be recording more of these chatting videos, and there's a really fun series also to come. So yeah, there will be more longer form moving on and getting into the season. And as always, go pack go!